All right, we are ready to go on this fine day in Detroit. How are you, Gallegation?
I'm doing fantastic. Wingnut, how are you this morning?
I'm doing great. It is time for some StarCraft.
That is right. We are coming to you live from Detroit, Michigan at the Youmacon Anime Convention. This is the StarCraft 2 tournament, and we are just at the beginning of it. There's plenty of StarCraft games coming up, and we are going into the first game today. It is at Belshir Vestige, and the players are Nell versus Triforks.
It's going to be a Protoss versus Terran.
Yeah, so we're going to have some good time here, and if no further ado, I think that we are just ready to head on in.
We're ready.
All right.
Let's start our match. I'm going to get thing turned on here. There we go. All right. So Belshir Vestige is the map, Protoss versus Terran, and here we go. In the upper left-hand corner, wearing the purple colors this morning is Nell.
And in the bottom right-hand corner, our Terran player, it is Triforks.
So this is the first game of the day. How do you think these players are going to go, just coming off of their night of Youmacon partying, their night of rest, maybe? How are we ready to go?
You know, I think that these guys are going to play pretty well. I mean, anybody who wants to do seriously in a tournament isn't going to party too hard the night before. But this is, one of those tournaments where it's kind of just anybody can show up and do it. You can either be a part of the con already, or you can come and buy a tournament pass and just join for the tournament. And we are going to have cash prizes for the winners. So those prizes are dependent on the number of entrants that we have. So they are a little bit variable, but whoever comes out at the end of the day on top, they are going to walk away with some money, which is always a good thing. Everybody likes money.
It's pretty significant cash prizes too, because even if there was only one person in the tournament, which would be theoretically impossible, the minimum prize would be about $400, I believe.
Yeah, so not too shabby.
So it looks like we're going to have a gateway coming down from Protoss. Standard things we have going on here. That was at looks like 14s, maybe a little later than normal, but barracks coming down from our Terran player. Gas as well, so no super early Reapers, but maybe some Marines, and we'll see if we get any expands out of this or what these players will be doing. That's
right. Looks like Nell's probe is on a mission to find some information. He's crossing the map, doing a little bit of a scout.
Only one gas so far out of our Protoss, so that is a bit of an indication that we won't have quite as quick of tech. Still leaves the possibility for a 4-gate, as a lot of Protoss are really taking their gas right close to each other at 17-19 or 19-20. So when you're going to see the double gas play, it's usually right away.
And there is a Marine coming immediately out of that barracks, so he's going to be able to shut down this probe that did make it into the base, but is trapped.
He is trapped, but he's going to get some time to harass that SCV, so the control here for Triforks will be quite... Actually, it'll work just fine, not even necessary, as that Marine pops out just on time to take care of that probe.
That's right. So first blood of the day.
Yep, and it is looking more and more like it's going to be a... Oh, hello.
Proxy Factory.
Proxy Factory. So there's going to be some mines coming out of that, would be my guess. And it is looking a lot like a 4-gate out of our Protoss player here, as the Cybernetics Core is fishing. Warp Gate goes down right away with the Chrono Boost. Stalker immediately out of the gateway. So we are going to be seeing some early aggression here from our purple Protoss.
And there goes down the Proxy Pylon at the location of the 3rd base for our Terran player.
That is quite an early Proxy Pylon, too.
And for a moment there, I thought that probe was going to be able to scout this factory, as those workers did come relatively close to one another, but that SCV did make it by without being seen.
Oh, we're going to have a Proxy Proxy Robo.
Interesting.
Interesting. Okay. So definitely 4 gates off the table now, but this is a bit of an odd play because it's a 1-gate Proxy Robo, not a lot of gas. So what do you think we will be seeing here, Gallegation?
Yeah, low on gas. I almost wonder if they're going to do some kind of warp prism, and lift up and do some early drop play. And there's 2 more gates going down right there by the Proxy Robo facility. So both these players are trying to get an early victory here, it seems.
Yeah, so it is going to be a non-standard. Well, I was going to say, we have pause. All right, so I was going to say it's going to be a non-standard. Okay, we have a headphone issue with one of the players. So
one of the players up there ain't wearing a headphone, so I don't know if he can hear you guys. I'm going to go ask him, see what he says. But if not, he's still got to put him on. Just continue.
Okay,
just sort of close to the game.
We're just talking to our tournament organizer here, trying to figure out one of the players has an issue with the headphones, I suppose, but they'll be getting that worked out. But so what we do see from Protoss here is 4 gateways and a robo. And you know, if you do the math, which I don't math, but that's a lot of production for 1 base and 1 gas. So we'll see what is the plan here. I mean, we did see an SCV scout attempt to get into the Protoss base. Did not get very far. Only saw 2 gateways and nothing more. So, you know, maybe I get the fact that he's trying to hide the fact that he's getting all those gateways, but, you know, he has allowed the scouts in, so.
Right. You know, at this point, based on what we're seeing, it would not surprise me if we're going to see, you know, like Zealot stalkers into a Warp Prism lifting up onto the high ground and doing some harassment in the Terran base in that manner.
I was trying to, obviously I can't look, I was hoping to be able to look around while the game is paused here, but alas, all observers cannot. So we're just waiting to get this figured out. But, you know, how was your experience? Oh, okay, we're back in the game. Let's do this. Oh, right screen, there it is. All right, so what are we going to see out of this warp? What are we going to see out of this warp prism? What are we going to see out of this robo? It is going to be a warp prism, so kudos to you, Mr. Gallegation. You got the correct answer there. There's a mine being produced out of that proxy factory from the Terran player. And a Marine is actually stationed over here by this 3rd base, waiting to potentially see if any probes come down to put any proxy panels up. Oh, but this Stalker is going to just barely see that mine, and he lets it walk by. Oh, this is going to be trouble for Mr. Nell, because his robo is so far away. Even if he does make an observer, it is not going to be anywhere close, and this mine is already doing damage. 2 mines now in the mineral line.
Yeah, and he's definitely aware of this predicament.
Oh, did you see that, though? The 1 mine only got 1 hit of 1 probe, and the other one targeted a probe that went in the gas, so the shot actually did nothing.
So here comes Nell loading up. He's going to the high ground now and dropping off. And there is a decent number of Marines here, so they might be able to do some damage to this, but I don't know if it's enough to be able to hold it off with 4 Zealots and 2 Stalkers. Yeah, everything gets pulled. And they are running forward, trying to do the screening for the Marines as the Marines do the damage. Stalkers are microing around, but that is a lot of DPS going down by these guys, reinforcing with those Zealots. There are a lot of worker kills going down here too, people.
And Nell doing a great job here. I mean, even if Triforks does survive this, he's lost almost all of his workers. So this Stalker is going to not be able to survive. The Marines are going to be able to target down eventually, but he's going to keep him busy for quite a while.
But at the same time, all production has essentially ceased over in Nell's base. He has no probes mining at the moment because of these mines.
Yeah, workers killed are actually relatively even. It's 18 for Nell and 12 for Triforks. So that is a factor. So both players on extremely low economy, and Nell,
and there's the GG.
All right, so a very quick first game, but you know, it was pretty interesting.
Oh yeah.
Both players got some interesting shenaniganry going on. Mines in the Protoss base and the Warp Prism in the Terran base. So that was a pretty good play.
Absolutely. You know, that was that Warp Prism was a fantastic play. He was able to shut down pretty much all of the economy. He was able to take out a lot of the units as well, but unfortunately he just was not prepared for the mines back at home. So the mines come in and they just destroyed his economy. He couldn't come back from that. There was no production left. And when you go through for an all-in play like that, you know, you either come up on top or you go down.
Absolutely. So we're going to get our second game set up. This is a best-of-3 format, as we're going to be going through the games in the early part of today. So give us a moment while we do that. Gallegation is setting up the lobby.